Right, it says we're live. Let me just check the group. 1 second.
I hope the connection stays because it keeps going. I hope it sees us through.
Says we are live, but I can't see us in the group. Have you guys got your phones on you? Do you just want to check the Soul System group? It might just be my...
We are now live.
Oh, good. So we are live. Yay!
We are. We're in there.
Yeah, thanks, Doris. Well, welcome, Soul Squad. This is cool. Right. I would do that whole, like, you know, warning, like, don't swear, you're live. But it's, you know, it's the Soul Squad. We're all good. So, yeah, we were just going to all hop on today because we've had some absolutely fantastic speakers over the last 2 weeks. So last week we focused on career chaos. We had dealing with redundancy, some key tips around your CVs, etc., and how to start your own business from home, which was great. And then Lorna obviously coming on and talking about leaving corporate life. So, and then this week's been all about pandemic parenting, which has had loads of interaction, which is fantastic. So we've had the lovely Nadia, Tara, Angela and Sarah on. I'm just going to refer to some notes here and just pick out some of the sort of top tips that I'd picked up, but then I think it'd be really good just to kind of do a bit of a round robin with you guys, because you guys have all got very different perspectives on it. And then what I'll do is I'll just keep having a little check on the who's had comments, etc. So a couple of things I picked up, and I mean, although I picked them through the pandemic parenting, I think they're really relevant for everybody else as well. So there was talk about sharing the load. So when you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or perhaps your day's a little bit busy, just reaching out to people. Acceptance of the situation. So however that presents itself to us, and acceptance that sometimes you're going to be 100% parent and 0% worker, and sometimes you're going to be 100% worker and 0% parents, and then sometimes there's going to be a bit in the middle. The one I particularly liked was watch movies naked. That was a good one.
I'm not trying that tonight. I am not.
There's also a lot of people that are reflecting on how they want to do things differently post lockdown, whether that's you know, starting their own business or changing their routines. There's a lot around nourish your body, nourish your mind. I know for me, I feel like I need to detox off of gin, because if I cut myself right now, I will bleed gin rather than blood. But you know, it's people people do what they need to when they need to, right? Don't future trip. Sorry, I've interrupted you there. Don't future trip. And then a couple of things I picked up from Lorna, which I loved, which was around 50 things that you're grateful for from your old role. And then once you've put a visualization into place as to what you want your future to look like, write down 50 things that you would be doing in that ideal world, in that dream world. And what are the things on those lists that you could start to do now, which really signals to the universe that you're ready to do that. You're ready to step into what that new visualization looks like. So somebody's just said on Facebook, watch movies naked. Thank God my household, I missed that bit. I don't know if you guys want to jump in just with any of your aha moments as well, because I think we've all had them this week, haven't we? It's been a really, and last week.
Yeah, I've had quite a lot of aha moments around the homeschooling, not the parenting, because I already know I do that badly, so I'm cool with that. But the homeschooling, it was on the repro, and I had my huge aha moment that my approach to homeschooling had not been about my children. It had all been about me and wanting to do it brilliantly so people didn't judge me, although I don't even know who those people were. And so that was like oh my God, I've made it all about me. They have to be perfect so I can be perfect. And then listen, over the course of this week, you know, really amazing women, intelligent, running businesses, working in senior corporate roles, going, I haven't got it sussed either, forget that. It was just really reassuring that nobody has got this sussed. Everyone is doing their best. I think people are maybe starting to have a bit of a sense of humour about it now that they didn't have in the beginning. And I just feel like a weight has been lifted personally. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, because actually nobody else is doing it any better than me. And as long as the kids are happy and well, like they were laughing in the house the other day. And I was like, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear me barking on about worksheets and sitting still. You wouldn't be doing this if you were at school. And the kids are probably thinking, yeah, but you wouldn't be having fun at school. So that's been my heart, I think.
Oh, thanks, Mel. Thanks.
Right.
What about you? Oh, go on, Joe.
Yeah, I just love that what Mel says there was that at the start everyone was really serious about it and stuff, and now it's just everyone's just chilling out, relaxing more into it, and everybody's in the same boat. You have good days, you have bad. I had a bad day yesterday, and it's not easy. And I think what struck me was what you'd written about, Mel, the different tendencies, is it, of children or and people, and how they learn differently. And I never knew that, you know. I didn't really and I've definitely got two different tendencies within my two children. One just gets on, and the other just needs that. I think she's more the rebel, doesn't want to do it, you know, and I'm not. So it's learning to like work with her on that without stressing her out, and me. And it's difficult. It really is difficult. And then like my work that I've got to do, I'm just having to do it at a totally different time, because she needs, although she's 11, and I at the start of this thought, oh, it's going to be easy for me, I've got an 11 and 14-year-old, they'll get on. And it's not the case. It's the kids need that reassurance as well. So it's been challenging, but and I think by the end of yesterday, like my head was like, meh. But it was just going, right, I'm going to read through. Well, I read your post this morning, and then I thought, right, I'm going to have a look, and from next week I'm going to change how I approach. I'm going to have to change how I approach like the learning, and I think I really need to sit down and spend the time, and not just expect that because I can do it, they can just crack on. You know,
that's a really good point about changing approach, though, because that was day before yesterday was my really, again, a kick the cat day. No cats were harmed. You know, it was I was really, really, really pissy. I just didn't want to, you know, I wasn't productive. I was kicking myself about not doing this and not doing that. And I guess I thought that when this lockdown started, I thought, this is great. All of the things that I've been trying to do, i.e. get up early in the morning so that I can exercise and so that I can meditate or whatever it is that I want to do, just haven't happened. They just... and do you know what? I'm not going to go down the route and say I'm not a morning person, because that's just developing a belief. But what I decided last week was, actually, why can't I just do the exercise in the afternoon and finish earlier? I mean, really, it's not that difficult. So I've started doing some long walks, which I'm looking to build into runs eventually. So yeah, it's true. It's like looking at the I guess routines that you've got in place and seeing whether they work or not. So yeah, which I've really enjoyed. And it means I can get out.
But maybe you're an obliger. So an obliger will have no problems doing something for someone else, but they find it really hard to do something for themselves. So
I think I'm more of a rebel.
John or Cheryl asked you to do a post, you would do it. But if
sorry, Mel, you're a bit glitchy.
As soon as somebody tells you do it, you don't want to do it. Well,
yeah, that's it. I'm definitely, I guess I've got two parts of those, you know. Don't want to do it because someone's told me to do it. even if that person's myself. Oh.
yeah.
What about you, Thomas? Have you had any kind of you've had your good result in your 10K?
Yeah, so I'm obviously not a parent or anything, but I've been dialing in because I thought it's been quite interesting to hear how everyone's arranged their time. So working from home, I'm not working from home at the moment. I'm unemployed, but it's been interesting to see how people have had their had their own aha moments through complete disasters in parenting where they thought they'd be amazing and organized, but you can't really predict children, I suppose. I think that's the biggest aha moment I've seen, and that people have just let all the plans just go aside and just really feel their way through their own day and see what works for them. I think that's been quite funny to see and hear the real stories and stuff. It's been quite entertaining.
I think
carry on teaching.
I think it's Wendy, because we can't obviously see I can't see on because this new format who's commented, but I think it's Wendy someone said about a teacher said deliver the kids back to school in whenever they go back in good health, and they'll focus on the teaching. But you know what? I think that applies to everyone. I've said this like over the last few weeks. I genuinely think when we all get back to whatever the new normal looks like, there's going to be a need to have done some work on our own mental health, because it's going to be different no matter what it is. I mean, in my personal situation, the people that will be going back, to the office that I worked at, it's going to be roughly 500 people short of what they were before. And so you've got that, but then, it's also the people that have been there all the way through, that haven't been furloughed, that have been kind of keeping things ticking along. I think genuinely there needs to be consciousness of that, really. And certainly for everybody, I guess, in the soul system that's really aware of that, it's almost kind of reaching out to the people that might be a bit quieter about these things,
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there'll be some people who it's just kind of been normal. Like, do you know what I mean? They've just had to get on, and then others, it's like you've taken an extended time away, leave, or have been physically in the office or wherever, and it is, and I think that's like for employers and to like really try and manage that. And do you know what I mean? And I think probably it's all about communication, isn't it? And getting people to speak and getting people to just to be kind of honest. And I really hope that it does have an impact and a change for how people feel when they get back, and just how they connect. I've connected very differently when I have, reaching out and speaking to people in like virtually, or we had like a street party for VE Day celebrations, and
lovely.
probably like a lot of socially distanced, but probably like a lot of people, I was sort of chatting away to neighbours that I usually just go hi and then leave in the morning in the car. And a few people have said that, and I think it's nice. I think people are finding different ways to like connect or be like more open. I think Sarah had said yesterday about how she's much more connecting more openly.
Oh, go on, Mel. You're a bit glitchy. Were you going to say something there?
I think Mel's got back in.
No, I think Jo's just about to say what I was going to say. She's just glitched as well.
Oh, I think we're glitching.
Oh,
Are we all moving?
No, we're all moving. We're not glitching. You're all good.
Jo, I might have been able. You might have. I think you were going to say, Jo, that Sarah had mentioned. Why was our previous normal so good? And will we normal that is actually better and healthier for us? Why was the previous one so good? Perhaps for me it wasn't, because I always seem to be saying to the kids, for example, come on, hurry up, be quick, we've got to go, hurry up. And they haven't had that for ages. So I've found other things obviously to get my knickers in a twist about, but on the whole, I think I would like to find a slightly slower pace. So I was slightly upset the weekend with doing things. And actually, there's a lot of value in just having a lazy Saturday afternoon where we do absolutely nothing, because that's what we've been doing for the last 8 weeks. That would be nice to embrace that, I think. Just slow it down.
I think that's been a real theme, hasn't it? Definitely. I think, and I think that's why I had my kick the cat day again, because I just was feeling like there was I wasn't feeling particularly productive. I didn't feel like I'd finished this, or I needed to do this and I needed to do that. And I was just like, oh, do you know, I don't know if any of you guys listened to any of the Abraham Hicks stuff. But one of the things she talks about is that if you're on this train and it's gathering momentum, and as it's gathering momentum, you're adding another car on, and it might be, oh, I'm having a crappy day, and oh, I haven't done this, and oh, I haven't done that, and eventually this train is just out of control because it's great game momentum. It's got all these cars on it, and it's really hard to stop that momentum. It's really hard just to kind of get off that train or whatever. And so one of her little bits of advice is have a nap. So I did, middle of the day, never done it before in my life, working day, I went and had a nap. You know, it was over lunchtime, but I was like feeling so rebellious, and then I felt amazing afterwards.
You know, I'm all for the power nap. Definitely. And I remember reading years ago, like many years ago, I'm sure Oprah Winfrey, somebody has these little power naps, and somebody's super, famous, and they literally, like, I don't know if they have to set a timer, or they can literally have like a 6-minute power nap.
What?
And then they're up again, and yeah, really restores their energy. I'm all for that.
I need 6 minutes. Just
minutes to do it for me, to be honest. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that, Thomas.
Hours, yeah, maybe.
It doesn't for some. It depends. It depends if you can get off to sleep quick, or otherwise I could just sit there and go.
No, I'd need 6 minutes just to get all of the thoughts out of my head before I could even think about sleeping. How's your exercise?
I've been wondering about.
Brilliant. Oh, sorry, Mel's a bit further behind than us. Sorry, we're talking over each other.
Had all this time to think.
Say that again, Mel. Sorry, you're a bit you're patchy.
I was just being off. And I hope employers are ready for their new style of employees coming back into work, evaluating things, and I think they're going to go back to work with a very different set of expectations and desires that employers need to be ready for.
I agree. Yeah.
And I think that'll be interesting to see how that gets handled. But sorry, Yvette, you were going to say something about exercise, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say to Thomas, because I'm really interested, because I'm fangirling on your amazing exercise regime at the moment, because it's something that I'm looking to build up to. And are you finding that that's helping quite a lot with mindset?
Definitely with mindset. One of the interesting things I found is on the days where I am running, that's when I sleep worse, and I don't know why. So yesterday, as an example, I ran 10k, I walked 3.5k, Could not sleep last night at all. No idea why. And then on the days where I don't run, so my days off, essentially, I tend to sleep a little bit better. Still not perfect, but better than the days where I exercise. And I don't understand why
You
there.
think
So
it would be the other way around?
yeah, that's what you would think, but unfortunately not. So I have resorted to, as I said with you guys earlier before we went live, the cherry supplements. I don't know if you can see that, which arrived from Amazon today.
Very nice.
So give those a try, see if they work. Otherwise, I'm just going to have a bottle of wine before I go to bed tonight. Just, don't try this at home.
You got to do what you got to do, though, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that you're so pumped up. I mean, do you have enough time? Could you go for a run in the morning so you got like loads of time to like wind down, or?
Yeah, usually just after lunchtime. So usually between 1 and 2 is when I exercise, and then I either have a salt bath or a really long sort of hot shower. I do a lot of stretches, and then just sort of wind down into the evening, really.
Yeah.
But it's not that things are running through my mind or anything like that. It's just literally I'm wide awake. I stop caffeine after about 2 p.m. As well. So I'm not sure what it is. But this whole period completely knocked my sleeping pattern out of sync, definitely. And I try not to nap in the afternoon, even power naps, whatever.
Yeah.
I never used to do that anyway. I think that would completely knock me out of sync as well. So no. Well,
I think
these work.
I think I feel the same. I think if I made that a habit, I'd be up to God knows what time at night. I think it was just a sort of saving grace. Tina's just said here, she said it's the endorphins with regards to the exercise. Great for giving you a kickstart for work. But obviously it's giving you a kickstart in your brain and keeping you awake.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I should do it first thing in the morning, but I'm not a morning runner. I tried it once and it didn't go well.
I'm sure Donna's mentioned before some sleep meditation, or you probably know about some.
There's something called Yoga Nidra, which is have you tried that? Yeah, it's amazing. You can download loads of different Yoga Nidras. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful practice. It's like it is a sleep meditation. People talk you down into your sleep. So
got lots of I've got audiobooks that I listen to. Joanna Lumley's audiobook is amazing. Just her voice is like silk. I've got a speaker pillow. So that's sometimes just white noise or the audiobooks or even things like rain and storms and things, and they can help me. They're really good.
Oh, that's handy. Somebody's put on here, and I suspect it might be Wendy because she's a homeopathist, and saying about the pineal gland can get out of balance, which affects sleep. So that's something to have a little look into. There's all the crazy Kundalini yoga that I did. There's loads of meditations for pineal gland, whether it's relaxation or agitation, like making it wake up more. So I'll have a look at those and just see what I can pop on the group, see what we've got.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. So I think a lot of people, from the other things I've read, loads of people are having messed up sleep patterns because of,
and I think from a tree hugging hippie side, I think we're all feeling the collective energy of everything that's going on right now. So it will impact sleep everywhere, but yeah, someone said try melatonin. I think those cherry things have got melatonin in them, haven't they? That's why you've got them. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they'll help. So all of my friends and family who I've spoken to, I would say the majority of them are saying the same thing, that their sleeping patterns are just all over the place. One of my friends has a little girl. I think she's about 6-7 months now, and their sleep pattern is just all over the place. That she's ruling the house basically, and any time that they can in between when she's asleep and stuff. So it's impacting everyone. Oh,
I think
Tina said zinc is good for sleep as well. I'll get back on Amazon.
Mel, sorry, you were going to say something there and you got a little bit glitched out again. I need to stop saying glitch. It's like my new word. I don't know if Mel's moving really slowly or if
Oh, bless.
She's playing statue.
I think she's having trouble glitch, yeah.
Yeah, she is, bless her. Oh. I think all of the tips over the last sort of 2 weeks have been so helpful.
Freezing.
Oh yeah, you're freezing. Yeah, I can hear you. You're very stuck.
I seem to be sleeping okay.
Gremlins.
Yeah, it's gremlins. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the tips over the
moving like that.
Oh, sorry, Mel. Every time I go to talk, I hate technology sometimes. And Mercury's not even in retrograde yet. Who said glitch, bitch?
Wendy's made a good point in the chat, actually. She's just said that maybe we don't need as much sleep as we usually do at the moment.
That's true.
Not thought about it. That's quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
a good point.
To Mel's point about running at 100 miles an hour in normal life, maybe because we've all slowed down and we don't physically, we're not maybe doing as much, and mentally with that whole process of kind of taking it down a notch is affecting sleep too.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah.
Laughing at another comment, Tina's just corrected herself. She said, sorry, it's magnesium that's good for sleep. Zinc is for men's fertility.
Oh.
Zinc.
That's excellent.
I'm not having a family anytime soon.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's hilarious. I think I'm not quite following. Is it you, Yvette Pickard, of course, meant with love? I don't know. Is that got to do with the men's fertility comment? Oh my God, this is taking a funny old turn.
She commented the glitch bitch.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I've been called worse. Oh, I think, yeah, so we've Cheryl's going to be putting into the group about what we're focusing on next week. So I don't want to say anything in case I'm giving away any surprises, but we've got a pretty amazing lineup next week as well, don't we? So and now
mental health awareness,
mental health awareness week, so that's going to be, I mean, that's just so front of people's minds at the moment, isn't it?
Definitely. I think on a personal note, I think this week when we're talking about little highs and stuff, it's been like the jumping on and like loads of just interaction in the soul system. And I think like what Mel said, people love, I do, to know that you're not on your own. Everyone's in the same boat and we can have a bit of a laugh and carry on, So I think that's good. And I think like next week and going forward, I think that's the thing. People just want to know that they're not on their own and they're not the only crazy person thinking the crazy things.
Yeah. Please join with me with your craziness. It makes me feel better. Yeah.
Normalizes the crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. My mum has taken to knitting, which, I mean, fine, but she's knitting for the preemie babies ward in Gore Hospital, and I swear she keeps sending these photos through, and she has got it must be going on 50 now. These cute little hats, the little bobble hats you put on for the little preemie babies. And everybody's like, yeah, she should take up a hobby like that. And everyone in my family's crafty, and I'm just not. I can't sew, I can't knit, I can't bake. So yeah, I've been doing other things.
We've all got our own talents.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we're coming up to the end of our half an hour. Can you believe it? Crazy gang, all in this together. Was that Wendy again? I wish I could see who it was that was commenting. Can you see, Thomas?
Yeah, that's Wendy.
Oh, love her. Yeah, so we've come to the end of our half an hour. Can you believe it? So I reckon next week it's perfectly acceptable to come on here with the G&T at lunchtime. Can I just say that for me?
True.
I think it's my wedding anniversary next Friday as well, if it's the 22nd.
Is it?
So yeah,
my husband on too.
I'm not sure about that, but I'll bring on a gin and tonic instead.
Oh, thanks everyone, and thanks for coming on and interacting with us. I'll end this now, guys, but I think that throws us back into a little broadcast room anyway. Speak to you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye.